All right, so if I sent you this video, I probably sent it to you to show you the opportunity cost of not buying a home. So if you don't buy a home, what are you going to do with that money in the meantime? Okay, you're probably going to put it into some alternative market fund that can pay you an average of 5 to 7% over the long run in stable times. Okay, but it can be subject to wild fluctuations in value. I'm going to show you the opportunity cost of if you buy a house and then sell it in 5 years. Okay, the initial investment to acquire the home, down payment, and closing costs, entry and exit closing costs included, and then what the end results of the proceeds would be after you sold. Okay, and then I'm going to compare that to what putting your money in the market would net you at the same time. If you buy a house, $500,000 with 5% down in Fairfax County, your numbers are going to look sort of like this here. So your down payment and closing costs altogether are going to be about $39,217. And this value is going to be typical or similar to pretty much any other number you'd get, no matter where you're buying, Fairfax County or any other state. Let's assume that this home that you buy has a 4% growth rate per year. 4% means that home is going to be worth $608,000 after 5 years. Then after paying down your mortgage for 5 years, the balance will then be at $446,823. When you're evaluating this, you also have to look at the closing costs on the backside to sell the house. Closing costs are roughly 6%. So 6% of 608,000 and change, I equated here to be 36,499. So break it down. The total proceeds you're going to get are you're going to take the sale price of 608 minus the remaining balance of 446. You're going to chop off closing costs of 36K, and then you're going to get 125,000 in change proceeds from the sale. So in other words, that $39,217 initial investment in the down payment and closing costs will increase by over 26% per year, every year, to get you to then $125,000 if you sell it in 5 years. That's a 5-year gain of $85,787. Here's the proof here. Increasing by 26% gets you to just under $125,000 in the end. I said, this asset did increase by just a little over 26%. But guys, conclusion here, what stock or what other, market vehicle are you going to use to put your money into that's going to increase by 26% or more per year every year over the next 5 years? I mean, my God, 26%. Like, if there was a guy at one of those firms at Fidelity, or if he worked in a hedge fund or some investment firm, and he even did half of that, just 13% over a 5-year period, they would immediately erect a statue of him outside their corporate headquarters, like today, yesterday, immediately. Like, that's unheard of. Like, this is insane money that you're making on a return. Okay, now let's compare that to putting your money in the market and assume it has a very strong return on the market asset of 7% per year. So go back to the last scenario with the house, and you had a $39,217 initial investment. So we're going to use that amount of money, and we're going to multiply that by 7% every single year. So, and then after 5 years, it's then going to be $55,000 in change. Okay, so instead of ending up with $125,000 in proceeds from buying the house, you end up with only $55,000 from that $39K initial investment. Okay, that house leaves you with over $70,000 more. Okay, the net 5-year gain on that stock was the value of the stock after 5 years, $55K minus the initial value, $39K, equals $15K. That's the 5-year net gain of the stock. The house's net gain was $85,000 and change. That was 543% more than the stock. Okay. All right. And don't forget, if you're storing your money in the stock, you're getting taxed on the sale of that stock gain. Okay. Alternatively, with the home purchase, at those numbers, you're probably not going to pay the capital gains tax. I mean, that home price didn't increase as much for when you sold it. But guys, really understand what's taking place here. You get to use debt to leverage the asset. Okay. You only have to put up a small percentage of that home value in order to then hop in and gain all those home appreciation returns. So that's what makes the investment of the home so much more powerful. All right, if this ain't hitting home, let's look at the payment on paper and compare that to what the realized payment of it is once you consider other factors that contribute to the investment in the end. So $38.51 a month is what you're paying every month to have that home. However, the average monthly balance reduction in those 5 years is $469 here. We get that by subtracting the ending balance from the original balance. You get a total balance reduction of $28,000 and change, and you divide that by 60 months to get $469. The home appreciation a month, you had a 5-year rise of $108,000. Divide that by 60 months equals about $1,805 a month. So those two items are really subtracting from the real cost of that monthly payment. Then I'm not even including here if you potentially get a renter, somebody else to help you pay. And I'm not even talking about, throwing in a tax deduction in here either. But then we do have to account for the entry and exit closing costs. So up front, closing costs are $14,217, and at the end they're $36K and change. Comes out to $50,000 and change, broken into 60 months is $845 a month. So you then add that to the grand total to then get a $2,422 a month realized payment before calculating a tax deduction and possibly somebody else helping you out with the payment. One thing here, maintenance and fixing the home over the years should be added in. But guys, this is nuts. Like, this is how wealth is made, okay? And almost everyone I see that buys their first home with me buys it with 3 or 5% down, okay? Your parents, they didn't probably use 20% down to get in their first home either. Like, that's just a myth. You don't have to save up all this money to start increasing your net worth with this. Like, that's the name of the game. You really want to increase your net worth with the home, and then one day make sure your living expenses are paid off so that you only have to pay taxes, insurance, and HOA on a property. But that's how it's done. You just get in with a big loan to be able to take advantage of all that home appreciation, right? That home appreciation accounted for 384% more equity increase in the property than paying the loan down did in those 5 years. Okay, you don't wait to get into real estate. You get in real estate and wait. All right. Another cheesy little saying that's true is it's not about trying to time the market. It's about time in the market. Okay. I hope you guys understood all that. If you got questions, ready to apply, have a conversation with me first. Please call me. It's what I'm here for. And hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.